Hello, friends. How are you? Sorry once again for making this podcast after a long time. So, today we are going to talk about the similarities and the differences in Hindi and Sanskrit language. Right. So, starting with, let's talk about the consonants and the vowel. So there are 11 vowels and 33 consonants in Hindi, whereas there are 13 vowels and 33 consonants in Sanskrit. So number of consonants are more or less same, but the vowels are more in Sanskrit, especially they are ri and ri and ri and ri. And now let's talk about the number. So in Sanskrit, we have singular, dual, and plural. But in Sanskrit, in Hindi, we just have singular and plural, like English. Then when we talk about the gender, so in Sanskrit, we have three genders actually: masculine, feminine, and neutral. But in Hindi, we have just masculine and feminine. Now, there is something very interesting because in Hindi, the verb changes according to person, number, and gender. But in Sanskrit, the verb changes according to number and person. It doesn't change according to gender. This is something very, very important. Now, one of the biggest difference in Hindi and Sanskrit is about the syllable, the pronunciation itself. So in Hindi, the last syllable is pronounced half. For example, when we pronounce a word Ram in Sanskrit, so we just say Ram because ma, the last syllable ma is pronounced half, right? But in Sanskrit, the same word will be pronounced as Rama, Ram, whereas this word in Hindi will be pronounced Ram. So this is one of the difference that the last syllable is pronounced half in Hindi. And when we have to pronounce in the same manner in Sanskrit, we put a halant, that is a symbol to pronounce the syllable half. Now, next thing is about that in Sanskrit we have short and long vowels like a. But in Sanskrit we have three categories: Rhasva, Dirgha, and Pluta. So Rhasva is short, Dirgha is long, and Pluta is elongated vowel. I mean, it is even longer than the Dirgha vowel. Right? Now, one of the very interesting thing is about the difference of the case endings because Sanskrit is very interesting. It is the language which is based on declension. So it has cases. What do I mean by that? Means when we have to change a word, for example, when there is a preposition in the language, in the, for example, you can say, let's say uh, let's say Ram, right? And you want to say in Ram, like in the Ram. Then uh, in Hindi you will say Ram may, means in the Ram, because in Hindi this postposition, the preposition of English is called postposition, and it exists. We use it. We don't change normally Ram, but in Sanskrit it's a declinable language. So what does it happen? That the word Ram will, in the Ram will become Rame. So we change the word itself. So this is something very interesting. Now, as Sanskrit is a inflecting language, so word order doesn't matter at all. I mean, you can change. I mean, there are limits, but you can change. In Hindi, a word order matters, like in English, right? So these are something very interesting which I thought to share with you. And thanks and once again listening to my podcast, and have a nice day.